Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here in this virtual room, and I'm so pleased to be among you all. I would like to take this opportunity to talk to you about development and assessing the validity and reliability of a questionnaire and cooperation between learning places, namely vocational school and industry. My presentation is divided into 5 parts. First, I will talk about introduction or background of my study, and then I will look at the objective. Next, I will talk about methodology, then the result, and finally the conclusion. Okay, I will give you some background information about this study. Why am I so interested in the topic of cooperation between vocational school and industry, especially hotel? The legal basis for implementation of cooperation between these learning places is the Education Law of the Republic of Indonesia number 80/1993. This law requires the participation of the industry in vocational education and training, or it is called a dual system. And this dual system is taken from the German dual system of vocational education and training. According to the Ministry of Education and Culture, there are more than 14,000 vocational high schools and more than 5 million students. It means that our country will have a large of workforce. Besides our strengths, we also have weaknesses. According to the Central Bureau of Statistics, the unemployment rate in Indonesia is still high, especially the group of vocational school graduates occupied the top position with 42% about 7 million unemployment. Why are so many vocational high schools graduates unemployed? According to previous interview with hotel staff, there were many vocational high school graduates who insufficiently qualified. Some of them lack of professional competencies. Therefore, many hotels prefer to employ general high school graduates because they are considered to be more adaptable to the world of work. This can be caused by several factors which are classified into 3 categories. First is macro level, for example, changes in the politics of education, especially the curriculum. The second is meso level, for example, lack of cooperation between industry and vocational high schools. And the third is micro level, for example, lack of sufficient and qualified teachers. I choose the theme of tourism, especially hotel management, because tourism is one of the largest income sectors in Indonesia. And especially Indonesia is very well known for its tourism. We can see this graph shows that the income from these sectors has always increased from 2009 until 2019. More tourists mean more hotels needed, and it also means more demand for workers. That is why vocational high schools have to improve their quality in order to produce professional graduates. As stated by education law, the vocational high school should have cooperation with the industry, or in this case with hotels, to enable the students doing their practice. Now let's turn to the definition of the learning places and cooperation between learning places. According to German Education Council, learning places are recognized institutions within the framework of the public education system. In vocational training, these are companies, vocational schools, as well as company and other educational institutions. And the cooperation between learning places, according to Rauner, is the technical, organizational, and pedagogical interaction of the teaching and training staff at the learning places that involve in vocational education and training. The objectives of this study is to develop and assess the validity and reliability of a questionnaire on cooperation between learning places, namely vocational high school and hotel. This is a qualitative and quantitative study. The validity test was conducted through a professional judgment method, applied a qualitative approach using a professional agreement, and quantitative approach using items content validity. The clarity of language in the items of the questionnaire was tested by expert judgment, i.e. one expert of vocational education and one expert of tourism. In total, 35 items of 4 variables were documented in a 4-level Likert scale questionnaire using the purposive sampling that consists of 20 teachers and supervisors. The variables are design, implementation, financing, efficient organizational structures, and personal development of vocational education and training. The Cronbach alpha value was applied to determine the reliability of a questionnaire. This is an example of questionnaire. As you can see in this table, it is variable 1, participation of industry in design of vocational education, and also the 2 items of this variable. And there are 4 answer categories: strongly agree with 4 points until strongly disagree with 1 point. Now we go to the result of the study. The clarity language testing with the experts was completed within 2 rounds. In the first round, there were corrections to clarity of sentence number 1 from the second expert and number 5 from the first expert. In the second round of expert judgment, the sentences were considered to be correct, and therefore both experts provided agreements. The content validity test was conducted using person correlation product moment, applied program SPSS statistics, and the results showed that all 35 items are valid. The reliability test was conducted using Cronbach's Alpha Applied R Studio Psych package, and the results showed that all variables are reliable. And the conclusion: based on the results, it can be stated that the questionnaire is valid and reliable. Therefore, it can be used as an instrument for a research on the cooperation of vocational high school and industry. Okay, vielen Dank für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit. Thank you for your great attention.